open and 600 seconds of trading, as it's also called. In the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna show you guys my view on the markets and try to potentially help you become better traders. So that's what I'm gonna be doing here. I've been trading since 2006, so I've accumulated quite a lot of experience, and I'm also a profitable trader since a few years back. And hopefully I can relay some information and levels and tactics for you guys, so you can as well become better or support you when you're trading. Because I know, of course, a lot of you guys are profitable already. Now, before we look at the markets, I want to stress that trading financial markets, unfortunately, is risky. And you've probably seen online about 80% or so traders that trade with the biggest brokers in the UK tend to lose money over the last 12 months. So it's not an easy feat to trade currencies or CFDs in general. Okay, what's up? Well, RBA statement out overnight did give the Aussie dollar a bit of a boost. Want to read that new article by Harris. And as well, we have Ripple tumbling to the lowest trading level since mid-December. In essence, Ripple traded below its June low and looks to be heading to the downside. When we look at the general market overview, you can see that the dollar is slightly softer today. Euro dollar is up with 26 pip, pound dollar by 20 pip. Bitcoin is up a bit, and West Texas is up a bit as well with 43 cents. And gold is up with about $4.56. S&P is up with about 7 points. So a bit of dollar weakness today, and a bit of Bitcoin trading slightly higher. Otherwise, West Texas, as you know, is trading sideways. So it's not too much to do with that market right now, unless you like those kind of ranges. Now let's just take a look at the euro versus the USD. So this is the euro versus the dollar, and the market was very close to trade below the June low yesterday, but now looks to have stabilized, and it does look to me, unfortunately, that it wants to head more into the middle of this range. I would not be buying this unless you know what you're doing and you like to buy, buy low, sell in the middle sort of trades, so range trading. I would not get involved here. Rather, I would just wait for a break to the June low, alternatively a break to the July 23rd high, which is up here at 17.53. And when and if we take out that level, then yes, I think we're probably going to head to the upside. Until that happens, most likely we'll trade sideways for longer. Here's the pound versus the US dollar, which is in a bit of a downtrend. And the market yesterday took out the July 19th low. That opened up for a bit of a decline, but it's a bit of it goes down without a doubt, but it goes down really slowly. Since June, it's moving slowly and slowly to the downside. So since then, it's down with 500 pip, which is still quite a lot, but 500, about 250 pip per 250 pip per month, and roughly 62 pip per week, which from that perspective is not a lot. I think it's a bit of a difficult market to trade, but I think in general, as long as you're below 31.79, this market could trade to the downside. If it spikes all the way up to 131, it would not surprise me. But I suspect that around 130.10 and 131, traders will try to sell with stops just above 131.79. If we take a look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is turned short-term bearish yesterday. My idea was to buy here initially. Worked out good the first time, but then failed. And since then, we took out the trend defining level, the market trend a little bit lower. And I think if you look at this market right now, that we are this high here in July is just another major high like this one over here. So I think that we'd probably be better off being bearish if we would do anything from these levels. I think the market can go up, and then probably traders going to sell if they can. And as we discussed yesterday and even before that, you have Ripple Look at this. This is Ripple traded below its June low yesterday, and as long as trade below the August 2nd high, this market can continue to move to the downside. So you have the next major low here in Ripple at next major support level, which is the November 2017 high at 28 cents per coin. So definitely not bullish. If you look at Ethereum as well, Ethereum traded lower here and could potentially continue to just drift to the downside. And then you have some smaller coins like IOTA, which are just tumbling. The market traded below 88 cents, and right now it's 76 cents, and at one point it was 67 cents. So total destruction of value here for traders that are long. Everybody got super excited in December. It's literally down with about 86%, unless of course they actually got out. This is gold, and gold bounced up to the sell zone we discussed on Friday, moved to the low, but not all the way to the low, but moved definitely lower. Now moving up a bit. And I think we can probably reduce the trend funding level a little bit to 12,220. So sorry, 1,222, that's the level. And I think we can swing up, as you can see on this chart here, but then eventually I think probably lower again. And if we take out the high, then yeah, we're probably gonna push up, but yeah. And here's West Texas crude oil. Market is just turning sideways. So there's not too much to do right here, right now. Bullish on a break to the upside, bearish on a move lower. And here's the DAX 30. So it's doing all right. In fact, the only thing, you'll find a bit of a trend is in stock markets right now. That's sort of the only thing I can see so far. And obviously you have a little bit of you definitely have a downtrend in things like certain cryptos. Otherwise, and dollar Turkish lira as well. But otherwise, there's not too much action happening right now. So a few days ago, we said probably up down here, people are going to buy, and it's looking all right now, Hopefully we hit up to 12,890, and then we'll see if it goes to the upside. Unfortunately, it is August, and there's not much happening right now. We do have some bullish moves. So this is the S&P 500, which we talked about, the bullish break here. It's definitely heading towards our target now. You have the Dow Jones as well, which I suspect could hit up to its 2018 high. And we talked about buying here a few days ago. I shared as well a setup with you on August 25th, I think it was, when the market had that initial breakout. So things are going in the right direction for stock markets, but they're going slowly. I think if we take out the 25,600, I think we could probably hit to the upside as well. But this is really where the action is. And I suspect, buy here, maybe keep it for a few days, and then hopefully we'll head to the upside. Otherwise, euro will kick in at one point. Not sure when that's going to happen, but it will probably kick in at one point. For now, though, it's just trending sideways, so there's not too much we can do about it. Good morning, Maurizio. Thank you so much for joining us. Anybody else that is watching today or has any questions, feel free just to pop that in the chat box. As well, if you like the video, click on the link and then click here if you like it. Alright, so we don't have any questions, so we're gonna wrap things up. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Maurizio, have a good day. And guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. London time here at the live trading room. So tradecaptain.com live trading room. And good morning to you as well, Antonio. Thank you so much for joining. So we have Italy and Italy and Spain represented. I'm going to Mallorca actually next week. So next week, about this time, I'm going to be on a flight on my way to Mallorca. So we're going to actually take a break from Friday. We'll do the presentation on Friday, but then after that, from August 13th. So from August Yeah, from August 13 to August 20. Actually, I'll be back to August 23rd. There's no morning webinar. I'm officially back on the 23rd, but I have a meeting and things outside the office on the 23rd, so I won't be doing the morning webinar at that point. I will, however, though, I'll probably, maybe do a video or so, like a recorded update for you guys, if possible, and if the internet at the hotel or the resort is any good, I'll do an update or so for you during next week. And I think the best way to sort of keep track of me, because I probably won't upload them directly here, rather they're going to go directly on the YouTube channel. So the best thing is just to subscribe to us here, and you can put the little bell button on, and also just follow me on Twitter at AlexFX00. Yes, sure. Yeah, if you have a question there, Antonio, then send it over. Okay, so got a question. What do I think about algorithmic trading? Yeah, algorithmic trading in general is good. If you know what you're doing, there's nothing bad with it. So for anybody that doesn't know, algorithmic trading is just letting your computer trade for you. So some people, what they do is that they use price action, they use indicators and things like that to figure out when to buy and when to sell. So it's, in essence, it's a piece of code. So when indicator, say RSI is above 50 and this is happening, buy here, put a stop loss there. And it's really good for short-term trading. So even long-term trading, there's nothing wrong with an algo. And I think a lot of the clients that trade with amount of capital, for example, not a lot, but some of them definitely use algos. You can see when people use algos, because usually they trade quite a lot, so several times per day, and they will systematically grab maybe 4 or 5 pip, 10 pip sometimes, if it's a short-term strategy, and then they take profits, losses, and profits and losses in a systematic way. So there's nothing wrong with it. The only challenge with it, though, is that it takes time to develop one. And if I was more, maybe if I knew how to program, maybe I would spend time on it. I remember when I was with another broker, as you might know, I was working for another big American broker in the past. I used to manage and work with the top 50 clients of the London desk at that broker. And there was one client there specifically. He was like a computer scientist, so he was a programmer, so he knew how to code. And he had like one DAX strategy, one Forex strategy, and then 2 other things that I don't remember. Because that's usually what algo guys do. They have maybe 3 strategies, or 4, if not more, and then they just let them work. There is here with Amana as well, we work with a special guy that manages money. It's not that we work with him, but we know of him. And him as well, they do like maybe 10 different strategies. And they're all not trading at the same time. Then the idea is that you do a strategy, maybe it works really good under certain conditions. So today in the euro is a range-bound market, so maybe they'll have a mean reverting strategy, that's what they call it. And then they have a range, like a breakout strategy and trend following strategy. So they have a different mix, and some of it will be maybe on the daily, some of it are maybe going to be on the smaller charts, and then they just systematically trade. So the only challenge with it is that it takes time. Maybe in the beginning you spend a few months figuring things out. You find one strategy, and then when you sort of know some of the formulas that works, maybe you can develop several more. So that's it. The only thing I wouldn't necessarily recommend with algorithmic trading is to go and buy one. I remember in 2012 or so, there was this strategy which was called FAP Turbo, and that was an EA, which you could buy for, I think, about 150 pounds, $150 or something like that. And apparently it did work for a while. This is a strategy called Fab Turbo. And it was trading in the liquid market, so overnight session. Apparently it was working for a little while, but then after a while it gave up. And it's very typical that with these algos, you need to always keep on tweaking. You develop one strategy today, and then you trade that, but you need to almost immediately start to work on another one, because patterns in the market that could be easily harvested with algos, could easily be exploited by others. Others find the same pattern, and then it becomes less and less efficient. So yeah, you can potentially buy an algo like Fab Turbo, but probably it's not going to work out. Like if they sell you something for 50 pounds, and don't expect it to make any money for you. Yeah, but if you develop your own, or you work with an algo guy or a fund manager that is actively has a good experience and has a team that is actively developing new strategies, then yeah, that makes sense, I think. So yeah, okay guys, I think that answered your question, Antonio. If there's anything else, then just pop me a question if you want to at AlexFX00. That's my Twitter handle, and I'll see if I can help you. Have a good day, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. London time. Thanks.